My first guest communicates with spirits. He hears something. He's been connecting with people on the other side for most of his life. He uses the information to help those who are left behind.
And she's talking about your daughter and the month of October.
My daughter's father was born in October.
Okay, and is he here in this world?
No.
So he's coming through now.
All right, joining us to discuss Halloween origins, how he connects to people on the other side, and what they want us to know is the psychic lawyer, Mark Anthony. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Deborah. Happy Halloween, and imagine, if you will.
Yeah,
Mini
right?
Deborah.
We imagine, you don't imagine, because you know. All right, so for any psychic, Halloween is that time of year where it comes top of mind of how it actually came to be. You know, we celebrate a lot of things just because we step in line with what the traditions are, but very few times do we really know the origins of it.
Yeah, Halloween is very complex because it borrows from many different cultures. And Halloween in the traditional sense is from the Samhain festival of the Druids, the Celtic cultures of Britain. And centuries ago, people believed that spirits would roam the world on the last day of October, which generally was the harvest. And then as Christianity moved into Britain, the 1st of November was All Hallows Day, which was All Saints Day. And that's where we get the name Halloween, because All Hallows Eve Day, and eventually it got turned into Halloween. And what people used to do in the British Isles is the night of All Hallows Eve, they believed that not just good spirits, but negative spirits would roam the world. So people would carve faces in gourds, scary faces, to try to scare away the evil spirits. And young men would dress up in animal skins with frightening masks and go door to door to people's homes in the villages, the towns, wherever, to frighten away the spirits. And so the grateful people would give them these little sweet cakes that they called soul cakes. And that became souling. So then when the Europeans came to America, they brought this, and then it also is influenced by Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah. So Mark, I'm going to stop right there because And so in that case, it is a celebration of life. You know, we had the controversy back and forth in schools. When I was a kid, and I'm going to ask some folks in the audience here, how many of you looked forward to going to school dressed up in your costume and getting candy and stuff, right? It was just a whole lot of fun, but there's a lot of controversy around it right now. And you feel like part of that controversy is that we don't understand the other parts of Halloween. For example, Dia de los Muertos, celebrating life.
Right. And Dia de los Muertos is a Central American and South American holiday where people celebrate literally their loved ones' spirits. And so when the Spanish Catholics invaded and colonized Central and South America, they tried to stamp out the native religions. But the one thing that they couldn't kill, Deborah, was the Day of the Dead. So they merged it with All Saints Day, November 1st, and All Souls Day on November 2nd, because that way the two celebrations, the two holidays would coincide. And over the centuries, it's turned into a time of fun and frolic. And from the soul cakes and the souling, that's became the origins of Halloween. The dressing up in animal skins became the basis for wearing costumes. And there is a huge movement moving throughout the country to ban Halloween in schools, like you pointed out. And from a legal perspective, I can understand that, because the people that are objecting tend to be either very conservative evangelicals, possibly members of the Jewish faith, the Muslim faith, that feel that this is a religious-based holiday.
All right, so, I'm just looking at candy and costumes from Disney, right? But anyway, Mark, the jack-o'-lantern, I have one right here that was custom made for me. Okay, so the original jack-o'-lanterns and used with pumpkins, and then what we do today.
Exactly, because when the European colonists came to the United States, or to America, which eventually became the United States, in ancient England, they would carve the faces in gourds. Well, pumpkins were readily available in the United States, and so people began to carve the scary faces into pumpkins in order to ward off the negative spirits. And also the symbol of the skull is very important in the Latino culture because on Dia de los Muertos, writing the name of your loved one on the forehead of a skull made of sugar was a way to honor that person's spirit.
Yeah.
But for all the people that are trying to remove Halloween, Insight to Action, a Los Angeles marketing firm, did research and found out that in 2022, a record 78% of Americans intend to celebrate Halloween.
In fact, one of the other research said that a lot of adults who had not celebrated it are now celebrating as well. So no longer just a kid holiday. All right, I want to get to the serious side of this and what you do. You've written a new book. You know, people oftentimes ask themselves, is there life after death? I think
Yes.
it's one of the big mysteries for a lot of us. Where does our soul go? And one of the things that you do is you provide a lot of comfort to people who have lost loved ones when you communicate with them, when you do your readings for them. But tell us about your new book and how that also seeks to answer that age-old question and provide some sense of comfort.
Yeah, my new book, The Afterlife Frequency, the subtitle, The Scientific Proof of Spiritual Contact and How That Awareness Will Change Your Life. I've spent years doing the research to explain contact that people have with spirits, either through a medium or through a direct visitation, a dream, near-death experience, deathbed vision, shared death experience, is all explainable through quantum physics and frequency. But I must caution the audience to not expect a dry read. I make sure that my books read like juicy novels because, you know, I had enough boring books in my life in law school and the practice of law. So I want to educate, entertain, and help enlighten people that spirit communication isn't hocus pocus. There's nothing negative about it. It is a gift that helps us understand that life is everlasting, that our souls are immortal spirits, and I explain them in terms of the electromagnetic soul because we're pure consciousness, which is eternal energy that's neither created nor destroyed, only transferred. And Deborah, it's comforting as Dia de los Muertos, Halloween, All Souls Day, All Saints Day, let us know that we have one life, and that life is eternal.
All right. Mark, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Deborah. And to everyone out there, have a happy and safe Halloween. God bless you. And thank you, Deborah, and everyone at Great Day Houston.
All right. Mark's new book, The Afterlife Frequency, is available in Houston at Body, Mind, and Soul. Or visit greatdayhouston.com and we'll connect you to his website.